playing Andre. I got that bad boy. It's special, man. It's special. Because all the work we went into it, all the faith in the youth, and everybody in that locker room just, you know, they just spray champagne around the locker room. Everybody mattered in that process. So, proud of everybody.
Steph Curry? Yeah, Finals MVP. You know what? I keep forgetting Dre's been with them. Andre. Like, I can't.
Yeah. You nigga know what the fuck it is, you hear me?
No, it's Dre too, dude. You know, come on, man. I'm not doing it. I don't mean this is a slight against Andre.
I just want to say that you niggas. Yeah. I just want to say, man, that you niggas is some bitch ass niggas, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know where to start, man. Golden State Warriors, man. They did it again. They done it again. You know what I'm saying? Niggas didn't think this one was possible. Niggas got some revisionist motherfucking history than a bitch going on this morning. Because you niggas didn't think this was possible, bro. No. You didn't think about it. No, you didn't think it was possible. At all. You know what I'm saying? On this one, I'm just gonna be talking a whole bunch of shit, bro. I don't even know what to say, where to start. Snax on Sportz, you know what I mean? I'm back with another one. Warriors champions, you know what I mean? Steph Curry Finals MVP. Man, it's just a glorious occasion, man. Like, it's crazy, bro. Everything that I wanted came to fruition. I talked about this on I talked about this, bro, on a few episodes before, how, you know, I have favorite players in every sport, you know, throughout the years and stuff like that, right? And there's three players in particular that, you know, early in their career soared to the highest heights. And then kind of had a middle there where it was, you know, where they were still good. They were still, you know, some of the greatest, some of the best in the league, but their team may have kind of took a little bit of a step back, you know what I mean? And then they got back to the mountaintop. And those three players are Tom Brady, Kobe Bryant, and Steph Curry. Now, Steph situation, as far as like, he didn't get it early in his career. You know what I'm saying? Like Brady and Montana, but he still got it early. You know what I mean? He was 26 when he won that first championship. You know what I mean? Kobe was what? 21 when he won his first championship. I believe Brady was 22 when he won his first Super Bowl. So, yeah, they got theirs a little bit earlier than what he got his, but there was still that. It was still early enough in his career. It was his sixth NBA season when he won it. You know, so it took him 6 years to win that first title. Brady won it in his second year. Kobe came straight out of high school, so he was 17 when he got drafted. But he was, you know, took him, 4 years to win that first one. But the reason why this is significant to me is because with the first two before Steph, so like Tom Brady has been my favorite player, you know, for almost 20 years now. Okay. San Francisco 49ers are my favorite team, have been my favorite team for life. That's not, I was born into 49erdom. You know what I'm saying? I was born into it. I did not have a choice. My whole family was 49ers fans. So I didn't have a say in the matter. I was going to be a 49ers fan whether I liked it or not. It's just in my DNA. Um, However, I've had favorite players throughout the years of mine that are on other teams. Now, Tom Brady has been my favorite player for almost 20 years now. Okay. Uh, I've been rooting for Tom Brady, I want to say, since '04. You know what I mean? That's when he won his third Super Bowl ring. Um, and it was once I found out that he was from the Bay Area, not the Bay, and not just the Bay Area, the Peninsula. You know what I mean? Which is where I'm from. You know what I mean? That man from San Mateo, California. I've been going to San Mateo my whole damn life. I'm from East Palo, but San Mateo ain't nothing but, you know what I mean, right up the street. You know what I mean? Not literally right up the street, but ain't nothing but a 10, 15-minute drive up the highway. So that made me a fan of his. And then to go along with you take pride, you know, I don't know about others, but for me, being from a certain place, you take pride in where you're from, and that there are greats that come from that area. You know what I mean? So once I found out Tom Brady was from San Mateo, like 03 or 04, when I found that out, I was already rooting for him. You know what I mean? And then when I found out that he was from the Bay, that solidified it. I'm like, oh shit, this, you know what I mean? So, and then what happened was, you know, he lost in 07. That was one of the worst losses of my career as a fan. You know what I mean? As a fan of a you know, of a player or a team or whatever. You know what I mean? Because it was an undefeated perfect season on the line. You know what I mean? And so whenever one of my favorite players has a failure or something like that, for whatever reason, it makes me get behind them more. Like I want it for them more now. And so that's what happened with Tom Brady. So the Patriots went 10 years from 2004 to 2014 without winning a Super Bowl. They had been to 2 in that 10 years, but they lost both of them. They didn't win them. And I just wanted Tom Brady to get another Super Bowl ring because, you know, after that initial 3 that he got, just because all the talk, because he's my favorite player and I want to see him do good, but just because all the talk in the media, you know, was about, oh, he's never going to do it again, and Patriots run is over and they never going to do it again. Now, like I said, mind you, I'm a Niners fan, but Tom Brady is my favorite player, so I'm rooting for him, and so subconsciously, I am somewhat rooting for the Patriots as well, because my favorite player played for them. So I considered the Patriots for the longest time my second favorite team. I have 2 favorite teams in every sport, and sometimes I get teased and killed about it on, you know, by friends and online or whatever, you know, because of that. You know what I mean? They sound like you know, I got hella teams. No, I don't got hella teams. I have a favorite team, and all 3 of my favorite teams are Bay Area teams because I'm a Bay Area native. I'm from here. So my teams go Niners, Warriors, Giants. Okay, Sixers go Giants. Those are my teams. However, you know, throughout the course of my fandom, my time as a fan, I've had many favorite players and many, you know, first, second, third favorite players throughout the years since I've been a kid all the way up until now, you know, that players that I've been fan of or have been favorite players of mine that are not on my favorite team. You know what I mean? So when you are a fan of a player that's not on your team, that don't mean that you stop rooting for your favorite team, okay? But it's hard also not to root for the team that your favorite player plays for. It's just hard not to do it because you want him to succeed as well. You know what I'm saying? So, in saying that, And this is another thing. There's no law or no rule book that says a fan can't have two favorite teams. There's no law against that. So it's just something that they want to tease you about because I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know who my favorite teams is. If you want to try to, come with the jokes and use all that shit as a reason to try to tease a nigga and say, oh man, you switch teams, man, please. I ain't never switched teams. I may not switch favorite players, but once one of my favorite I don't switch favorite players, but once one of my favorite players either retires or something like that, or goes to another team, for example, Tom Brady. Okay, now I know this is about the Warriors and this is about Steph Curry, but I'm getting to a point. I'm gonna wrap all this shit up because I don't want to too much make this shit about other motherfuckers. But Tom Brady, okay, this will let you know that I wasn't truly a Patriots fan, and that is that I'm no longer a Patriots fan, or the Patriots are no longer my second favorite team. Why, you say? Because my favorite player don't play for them no more. It's just that fucking simple. Now my second favorite team is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Period. And I'm not no Bucks fan. I'm not a Buccaneers fan, bro. Never have been, never will be. I'm not a true Buccaneers fan, but I'm a fan of them while Tom Brady is playing for him. Yeah, because that's my favorite player. I don't give a fuck what a nigga say. Okay? So just because Tom Brady is my favorite player don't mean that the San Francisco 49ers ain't my favorite team, because they are. So that's that. But I say that to say, once Tom Brady got his fourth ring and beat the Seattle Seahawks, I was good. That's all I needed. I just wanted him to get that one more ring just to shut everybody up and just to kind of like put a cap on his career, because he got the first three early in his career, and then you get all the talk, oh, they ain't what they used to be and all this other shit. They went 10 years without winning a Super Bowl and won another one. And then after that, it's like the floodgates just opened. 16, 18. Then the nigga went to a whole nother team, nigga, without Bill Belichick and won it. So it's similar to what Steph Curry is doing right now. Okay, now let me go to Kobe Bryant. Kobe is another one that got 3 championships early in his career. Then Shaq left or got traded, and the team kind of took a step back for a few years until they climbed back up to the top of the mountain. And that's all I wanted was for Kobe to get one more championship, or at least get one without Shaq, just so they could, stop with all the he ain't shit without Shaq and all that. You know what I mean? But what really made me, because I was never really a Kobe Bryant fan until, and this is just something about me. I don't understand why I'm this way, but something about me, not everybody, but to a lot of sports figures, you know what I mean? If I see something in the media that I feel like ain't right, it kind of makes me like if I see the media kind of going in on a player and I feel like it's a little bit overboard, or it's a lot overboard, some players, it will make me a fan of them because of what they're going through. Now, when I'm speaking on Kobe Bryant, I'm speaking about the 2004 rape case. The R word, sorry, YouTube. The sexual assault thing that he, the little case he caught in Denver in 2004, when some bitch accused him of sexual assault when he did not sexually assault nobody. I know. Oh, you wasn't there. I wasn't there for the bitch that said Tupac raped her too. I knew that shit didn't happen. So I mean, come on, man. Like, what Kobe Bryant did was cheated on his wife. That's all. That's what he did wrong. He ain't sexually assault nobody. He ain't raped nobody. So, but once that happened, and I seen how the media turned on him, endorsement deals backed out, And the world just turned on him. It made me become a fan of his. Then I started really watching him. I already knew Kobe was dope before I really started paying attention to him. But he was in the league for a full 7 to 8 years before I really started watching him. I mean, I watched him, but I didn't really, like, he wasn't one of my favorite players, so I wasn't really tripping off him like that. Once I started paying attention to him, that's when I gained the appreciation for what he is and who he is, because I seen this man do it over and over and over and over again. Like, between him and Tom Brady, to see these men come through in the clutch time after time after time after time after time after time again. That's just some great type of shit. That's just greatness. That's just some shit that I just love to see it, bro. A nigga that just come through in the clutch all the fucking time and do it over and over and over again. So once Kobe got that 4th ring in 2009, I was good, bro. I'm like, man, he did it. He finally did it. He got over the hump and got another ring, and his first without Shaq. Then they won it again in 2002 to redeem the loss against the Celtics in 2008. That was just a cap. That was just a cap on it. That was just a cap on was already a storied Hall of Fame career. You know what I'm saying? So that brings me to Steph Curry. My bad, 17 minutes in, and I gave y'all a prelude of this other shit. But Steph Curry, okay, the first ring in 2015, then a loss in 2016. Then KD come and we get those 2 rings, but everybody want to say it's only because of KD, and we only became a dynasty because of KD, and KD is the best player of the team, and all this and all that, even though we were already an all-time, record-breaking team before KD, but somehow whatever. Then KD leaves. We have 2 bad seasons, and, all of a sudden Steph Curry ain't shit. So I was right back in the situation where I was at with Tom Brady and Kobe Bryant. So where I just wanted Steph to, I truly believe that the Warriors are going to win 1 or 2 more championships. I truly believe it. However, if they don't, I'm good now. Like, I was already good before. He didn't need anything. But this just, another ring and a finals MVP just puts, and the finals MVP is overrated. It's overrated than a motherfucker. I grew up playing basketball. I grew up a avid sports fan. You know what I mean? I'm extremely knowledgeable about all sports, or about most sports, but in particular, I'm talking about the main 4 major American sports: football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Really, baseball, basketball, and football. But I know hockey as well. But I say that to say I've been paying attention, bro, to sports since I started playing sports at the age of 9. You know what I'm saying? So this is basically almost 30 years that I've been paying attention to sports. And in the NBA, the finals MVP was like never a thing, bro. Never. Winning the final MVP was never a fucking thing. It was never like, oh, such and such won a finals MVP. So, finals MVP is just like extra on top of winning the championship. Like, y'all have turned winning the finals MVP into like, it's the championship and shit. And the reason why I say this is because before this Steph Curry, Kevin Durant situation, with him coming over here and winning the finals MVPs and all of that other shit, it was never a thing, bro. It was never a thing. It only became a thing when Kevin Durant won it on Steph's team, and they're like, oh well, Steph, like, and then try to use that to say Steph ain't really that good and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I never understood that. You see what I'm saying? So to me, the Finals MVP situation, the Finals MVP is overrated. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's an award, it's an accolade, it's an accomplishment, but the goal is to win the championship, bro. Somebody has to win the Finals MVP. They got to give it to somebody, but it's an overrated award. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. But anyway, with Steph Curry, I just wanted him to get, before they won it last night, I just wanted him to get one more championship. Just, so he could have one. He got a bookend. He got one before KD and after KD. And so they can't say anything anymore. Now it's gonna be still motherfuckers still trying to say shit. This nigga Skip Bayless this morning, bro. Like, I'm sorry. And it's like, I fuck with Skip Bayless, bro. He's funny. But my nigga, like, he talking about these niggas just won the motherfucking championship. This nigga talking about game one and they collapsed. He collapsed down the stretch. He talking about in the through across the whole entire final series. Steph Curry shot 3 for 10 in the fourth quarter from 3. What the fuck does that matter, bro? They won the fucking championship. He talking about he still got to see a moment. He didn't have a walk-off shot. Bro, they just won the fucking championship. They won it all. What are you talking about? The objective of the game is to win the game. The objective of the sport is to win a championship. It's to be the last man, the last team standing at the end of the year. They done that. So whatever happened in game one or whatever game they lost don't fucking matter. Because they won the series. So what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that shit, like, people like that, it's just, you just got to let them just talk and just say whatever. Like, they dug in. You're not going to, it doesn't, like, people like that, it doesn't matter what Steph Curry does, bro. It just doesn't matter. Whatever Steph Curry does, it's not going to be good enough. I seen the boy Famous. What's his Famous or Famous or whatever on Twitter, Famous 32 or whatever. Sent out a tweet. He said, man, Steph can win 10 rings, 7 Finals MVPs, and 6 scoring titles, and y'all still gonna say he ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're still gonna say it. So some people, they dug in. You know what I mean? And it don't matter what they do. They just go like that shit this morning. If y'all didn't see Undisputed Skip and Shannon this morning, go watch this shit, man, and go tell me the absurdity that you see from, I don't even know if that's a motherfucking word, absurdity, but just the absolute buffoonery that this man Skip Bayless is spewing about Steph Curry this morning after this man just won his 4th championship. These niggas still want to talk about Kevin Durant and all this other shit. Like, those are the people that, dang, you just can't. There's nothing you can say, nothing you can do. You ain't gonna win with them, bro. You just not. Because if this finals run right here, if this postseason didn't prove to you that Steph Curry is a better NBA basketball player than Kevin Durant, I mean, there's nothing. You're not gonna ever be. There's nothing that can happen. He won his second ring without Kevin Durant. He won one with him, and he won one before Kevin Durant came to the team, won one after. So he got 2 rings without Kevin Durant. Head to head throughout their career, Steph Curry has defeated Kevin Durant more than Kevin Durant has defeated Steph Curry. The Oklahoma City Thunder in 2016 was up 3-1 on the Golden State Warriors, had them dead to right. You know what I mean? And lost that series. And then Kevin Durant went on to join that same team the following season. And then the capper is Kevin Durant, along with Kyrie Irving, got swept out of the first round of this postseason that just ended by the Boston Celtics, where the Celtics made him look like they made him look scared. They made him look like he didn't want to play basketball. They took his heart. That's what they made him look like. They made him look like he didn't know how to play basketball. I never seen Kevin Durant like that before. That series against the Boston Celtics for Kevin Durant as a Brooklyn Net was his LeBron James against the Dallas Mavericks in 2011 moment. That's what that was. Okay? Now, this Celtics team swept Kevin Durant and made him look awful in that series. And Steph Curry just beat that same team that Kevin Durant couldn't win one game against. They beat them. And Steph Curry won the Finals MVP, averaging 34 points in the series. So if Kevin Durant is so much better, or if he's better than Kevin Durant, than Steph Curry, how can all of those things that I just went down the list of, how could they happen? You know how they can happen? They can happen if, oh, wait, he actually isn't better than Steph Curry. It's just that simple. I know that's tough for y'all to accept. Y'all don't want to say. I've been saying it. Kevin Durant is not better than Steph Curry. He's taller than Steph Curry. That's it. I will not accept Kevin Durant is better than Steph Curry. I just won't do it. I will never do it. The most I will accept is that Kevin Durant is just as good as Steph Curry, or Steph Curry is just as good as Kevin Durant, like they're equal. But if one of them is going to be above the other, it's Steph Curry above Kevin Durant. There's it cannot be disputed. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, so all I wanted was for Steph Curry to get this ring right here, man. And I believe they gonna get more. You know what I mean? He gonna win at least one more, 1 or 2 more. And that would just be just icing on the cake. He don't need shit else now. Like I said, even at 3 rings, he didn't need shit else. He didn't need shit else. He was already a made man. But it just sounds better and it just feels a little better to say 4-time champion, 1-time finals MVP. He should have 2 finals MVP. He should have won one in 2015, and he damn near should have 3. He could have won the one in 2018. Him and Kevin Durant was neck and neck. They could have gave that to Steph Curry. Okay, Steph Curry balled out in that series. I think the reason probably why they gave it to Kevin Durant is because Steph Curry had, for one, it was a sweep. They swept LeBron James. That's a whole nother thing. Y'all want to talk about LeBron James, all this other shit. For one, how LeBron James the GOAT and Steph Curry got as many rings as him in the same era. But you better than Michael Jordan? Get the fuck out of here. And how you the GOAT and you'd have been swept twice in the fucking finals, bitch? Steph Curry ain't never been swept in the playoffs, ever. Never. He's never been swept, nigga. Every time he step foot into a series, he gonna win a game at least. I don't even think they ever been gentlemen swept. Every series that Steph Curry has ever lost since he's been going to the playoffs since, 2013? He's won at least 2 games. Or won the whole damn series. So, Stephen Curry has never lost a playoff series in less than 6 games, bro. And since he's been winning championships, he's only lost 2 playoff series. And both of them were in the finals. I mean, this is just pure greatness, man. 2016 lost to the cheating ass NBA and the Cleveland Cavaliers after suspending Draymond Green. That was the 73-9 unanimous MVP season. I don't give a fuck what happened in that shit because of all the success that they had afterwards, since then. Michael Jordan's the greatest basketball player ever. It's not close. But that one season in 2015, 2016 was the greatest single season that any player in NBA has ever had in NBA history that I've seen. I mean, that shit was, I've never seen no shit like that. Steph Curry is not better than Michael Jordan, okay? It's not close. Although if you get one more ring, it's going to be a little bit more closer. He in that conversation. I'm just saying it's not close because, to me, nobody's close. Like, the closest is, like, Kobe. You know what I'm saying? And Magic and shit. So, no, not LeBron. LeBron is not close to Michael Jordan. I'm sorry. Michael Jordan runs circles around damn LeBron James. So yeah, Michael Jordan's the greatest ever. But Steph Curry, in my opinion, with my own eyes, that is the greatest, regardless of the fact that they lost Game 7 in the finals. That was the greatest season that any player has had in NBA history. I mean, that's why he won it unanimous. I mean, that shit, go look at that man numbers that year. Go look at what the fuck he did. And then they won 73 games. Surpassing Jordan's 96 Bulls. And no, they ultimately didn't win it all, but they lost in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. They lost in the very last game of the season. Now, they almost did lose in the series before against Kevin Durant, okay? And the Oklahoma City Thunder and Russell Westbrook, where they was down 3-1. But ultimately, they didn't lose it. They came back and won it. So, I don't know how. I mean, I know how because I watched it. You know what I mean? Game 6 Clay and all that. But, hey, I really don't know how because Oklahoma City had them dead to rights, man. Like, I thought it was over. But, you know, we won Game 5 and then found a way somehow to win Game 6 And once we got it tied up 3-3, I knew we wasn't losing Game 7 at home. I just knew that. So, yeah, no, they didn't win it in 16. But they lost on the last game of the season, in the last quarter of that game, in the last minute of that quarter. So, I mean, and it was hella circumstances. So, but I ain't even going to get into it because it is what it is. But yeah, 2016 against the Cavs. Okay. That's the series that he lost since they started winning championships. And then the next one was 2019 against the Toronto Raptors. Okay. So what that tell you is right now, when the Golden State Warriors, when they make the playoffs, they go into the finals. And more than likely, they going to win it all. That's just what the fuck they going to do. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just a beautiful thing, bro. And, you know, I mean, it's up, nigga, the whole summer. You know what I'm saying? I'm shit talking, big shit talking. You know what I mean? I'm bringing up Kevin Durant. I'm bringing up all that shit, right? Now you got motherfuckers online. These motherfuckers want to, don't. Why y'all focused on Kevin Durant? It shouldn't be about Kevin Durant. It should be, about the championship. No. It is about the championship. We won that. So we already know that. But in bashing Kevin Durant, that's a part of celebrating this championship. Because see, you double talking bitches can't have it both ways. You can't be telling us ever since he left, and especially this year, this postseason, since we've been on this run, you can't be like, oh yeah, KD was the best player, and KD ain't walking through that door. And yeah, KD ain't walking through that door no more. And y'all only won those last two because of Kevin Durant, and they knew they wasn't going to be able to beat LeBron no more, so that's why they cried to Kevin Durant to come on through and save us. Kevin Durant saved y'all. Y'all can't say all of that. And then once y'all prove it to be wrong, and then we bring up Kevin Durant after we won another championship without him, and he got swept where he at right now, and he's watching us win another championship, and we want to tell y'all about that, then say, man, why y'all bringing up Kevin Durant? Y'all should just be focused on the championship, but y'all worried about Kevin Durant. Nah, you can't have it both ways. Yeah, we talking about Kevin Durant because all y'all motherfuckers said we couldn't do nothing without him. We couldn't do shit without him. The only reason why we was doing shit was because of him. When that's factually incorrect. Like, it's a fact that we beat LeBron James, who y'all say is the GOAT. Y'all say this man is the greatest basketball player of all time. Better than Michael Jordan. That's what y'all say. The Warriors beat him in 2015 in the finals. Oh, well, they didn't have Kyrie and they didn't have Kevin Love. Bro, y'all say Kevin Love is trash. So what do Kevin Love matter? And Kyrie Irving, y'all say this nigga's some weirdo ass nigga. So what do he matter? And on top of that, like I said, y'all say that LeBron James is the GOAT. He can do all things. Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, they hadn't won nothing yet in 2015. They hadn't won absolutely nothing. They were not champions. They did not know how to win. They were learning how to win. Not only that, LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers was up 2-1 in that finals. They were up 2-1 with Game 4 in Cleveland against a team that was inexperienced, had never won a championship, and LeBron had already had 2 championships and already been to 5 finals. And he the GOAT. He better than Michael Jordan. So that's who the Warriors beat, with Steph Curry leading the way. Then the next year, and then Steph Curry won the MVP that year. Then the next year, he wins a unanimous MVP, which no other player in NBA history had done. No other player had gotten all first place votes for MVP. Not Magic Johnson, not Shaquille O'Neal, not LeBron James, not Kobe Bryant, not Larry Bird, not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, nobody. Steph Curry is the first to do that. And they won 73 games out of 82. There's only been 2 teams in the history of the NBA to even reach 70 wins in a season. It's only happened 2 times in 75 years. Now, one of those Laker teams in the 70s was close to it. They won 69 games. But that was with Jerry, I believe, with Jerry West and Will Chamberlain and niggas. They won the championship that year. But bro, my point in saying that is that's the team that Kevin Durant joined. That's the team that he came to win his championships. They already won the championship, so they already got that in the bag and barely lost another one. So they were already a historical team. So how do y'all allow for this man to join? And not only that, he lost to that very team the very year before and went to go. Man, that's just some sucker shit, bro. And y'all want to give this nigga the credit for, like, he came over here, like, before Kevin Durant came over here, we had never won no championships, or we were a good team that kept getting close and couldn't get over the hump. And then he came over here and we finally got over the hump. No, he couldn't get over the hump. He never beat LeBron James before he joined us. We beat LeBron James. We had already beat him. So he couldn't touch LeBron James before he came and joined the Warriors. Then when he came over here and joined the Warriors, he wanted to poke his chest out because he beat LeBron James twice in the finals. Bitch, you better beat LeBron James, nigga. Nigga, you came and joined the all-time team, bitch, one of the greatest fucking teams of all time and shit. And you had nothing to do with helping to build that dynasty from the ground up. Nothing. You had absolutely nothing to do with it, nigga. You came and jumped on the train after it was already rolling, bitch. It's easy to do that. It's easy to do that. Now, I want to be a part of some shit from the start, from the root of it. You know what I'm saying? So when he came over here, he knew what it was. So now you leave. He thought he was leaving us for dead when he left. Everybody thought we was left for dead when KD left. They thought it was over for us. That's what makes this shit more sweeter. You know what I'm saying? Y'all literally really didn't think Steph Curry was as good as he is. That's sad. After he had already fucking showed you. You still didn't believe what your own eyes saw. You was a dumb son of a bitch. All you niggas is stupid, plumb dumb motherfuckers. And that's just what it is, dog. So that's what makes this shit so much sweeter, bro. Like, Yeah, that's what make this shit so much sweeter because we are. They didn't believe it was gonna happen, man. And for me, I've been saying it. I've been saying it, bro. I said that we basically like the '90s Bulls, and what we're doing is, I said it at the beginning of the year. Okay, I said that what we're doing is what the Bulls did in the '90s. That first 5 years, that was our first run. Then we had the 2 year down period in the middle, like the Bulls had once Jordan retired. 2 down years in the middle. Then he came back. They won 3 more in a row. Now we back. We got our full squad together again. And the first year we're back in the postseason, we win a championship again. Like, they not done, bro. They gonna get at least one more. Now I'm not saying we gonna three-peat. It's not out of the realm of possibility. We already got one right now. We're the defending champions already right now. If you ask me, I'm telling you again right now, barring injury, any catastrophic injury to any of our major key components, Steph, Clay, and Dre, and I'll throw Andrew Wiggins in there now. Without any injury to those, and I'll throw Jordan Poole in there as well, you know what I mean? But to be honest with you, really, it's Steph, Clay, and Dre, bro. It's Steph, Clay, and Dre, you know what I'm saying? And without injury to any one of those 3 players, it's no reason why the Warriors are not going to win a championship again next year. There's no reason why they can't. I believe they will win it next year again. They're going to go back to back. So I said that. I said we're duplicating the Bulls. Like I said, not saying we finna three-peat or nothing like that, but we finna go on another run. We finna go on another, 3 finals appearances in 5 years or 4, whatever. 2 final victories in 3 years or 4, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They still gonna be able to play at this level. Next year they're gonna be even better. After that, then we'll see what happens. Yeah, we are starting to get a little up there in age as far as basketball years and shit. So we'll see what happens with that. But for the next 2 to 3 years, meaning next year, the year after that, and like I said, we'll see. But for the next 2 to 3 years, they can still contend for a championship. Okay. That's Steph being 35, 30, he's 34 now. He's going to be 34 until March of next year. So really, he just turned 34. So that's, 30, that's Steph, ages 34, 35, and 36. You know what I mean? I think Steph is going to be able to play somewhat close to this level, up until like 36, 37. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why I say somewhat, because I'm giving him this same level that he played this year, next year. But after that, once he gets to 35, 36, then we'll see. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for the next 2 to 3 years. So for me, for me, I said that. I said, yeah, this is our now we on the second half of our run. That don't mean we gonna go to 5 straight finals like the first half of our run. Okay? Not saying that. But am saying that I expect us to be back in the finals at least once or twice more within the next 2 or 3 years. Because you gotta remember, in the NBA, it's not the NFL. It's not in the postseason. It's not every game is sudden death. You know what I mean? If you lose, you go home. That's what makes it interesting in in the NFL and shit like that. In the NBA, you got to beat a team 4 times, and yeah, we got to have the draft, we got to have free agency, we got to have all of these things. So some teams is gonna have some turnover, okay, but I don't see no team. You know what I'm saying? And it's always gonna be some monkey wrenches thrown in there. You know what I mean? It's always gonna be some shit you don't see happening. That's gonna happen. But I don't see no team that we can say can definitively beat the Warriors in a series. You know, four games out of a 7-game series. I don't see that team. I'm not saying that they can't be beat. They can be beat. You know what I'm saying? But that's the reason why I had a problem once Kevin Durant left and all of the talk about we done and all this other shit. That's why I had a problem with that, because I'm like, okay, well, all we gonna do now is just go back to being a team that we was before KD. And then motherfuckers talking, oh no, it's different now. The NBA different now, and this and that, blah 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 blah. Everybody, okay, whatever. You're wrong about that, bitch. And then and the NBA might be a little different as far as all the teams shoot threes now. Bitch, they don't shoot threes better than us. You might can do it, but you can't do it better than us, bitch. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing about it. So I don't see a team. So like I said, not saying that they can't be beat, but at the same time, like I said, once KD left, I'm like, well, we just gonna go back to being the team that we was before we had KD, which was a championship contender, that has going back to being one of the teams, one of the 4 or 5 teams in the NBA that has a legitimate chance of winning a championship. See, the whole thing with KD is that, the thing that people get twisted is that because he came over here, we was already all-time great. We was already the best team in the league. He just made it so that we were totally unbeatable. Like, you're not going to beat us now. You know what I'm saying? To where before KD, we were still a championship team, but maybe if you had the right ingredients and you get, a little luck to go your way and get, some calls to go your way in the series, some circumstances to go your way, and you have, quote unquote, the GOAT, the greatest player of all time, then yeah, all those circumstances, then yeah, you're going to be able to barely beat the Warriors in a game 7 like the Cavs did. You know what I'm saying? In 2016. But I'm saying that what I disagree with is because they acted like once Kevin Durant left, now that we just fallen off the map. And I'm like, how, Sway? You know what I mean? Because, like I said, we're just going to go back to being the team that we was before. And on top of that, what's the team? Who's the team that's just so unbeatable that we just gotta fear and they just can't be beat? Who's that team? Y'all thought it was gonna be the Brooklyn Nets. I never just subscribe just to the notion that the Nets is just gonna all of a sudden just run through the league for the next 3-4 years and win 2-3 championships. I never thought that. I gotta see the shit first. I have to see it happen. Those championships that Kevin Durant won, they were with an all-time great team. That didn't really prove nothing for him. That didn't prove anything. Because he couldn't win in OKC, and he still hasn't won it in 3 years after leaving Golden State. So the championships with Golden State is like, okay, you were supposed to do that, but they was already a championship team though, bro. So you made it hella lopsided as far as like, the team not being able to be beat, but you didn't really prove anything because you didn't really have to overcome any adversity really. Now I know, you got the 2018 series against the Houston Rockets where we end up getting down 3-2, and it looked bad. I've always said that I can't prove it for sure, but the way the series was going, I do truly believe that if Chris Paul don't get hurt in that game 5, at the end of game 5, that they win that series, because it just didn't look like we had an answer. And now, mind you, this is with Kevin Durant. It just didn't look like we had an answer for them. You know what I mean? But Chris Paul ended up getting hurt at the end of game 5. They still but they had enough to win that game and go up 3-2. But he couldn't play for the remainder of the season, of the series, and we ended up winning game 6 and game 7. And maybe they would have found a way to win those games anyway. You know what I mean? Because I'm also a believer in fate, and the things that happen are meant to happen, and they're supposed to happen. You know what I mean? I believe those things could be prevented. You know what I mean? Something like, let's say if it's a bad thing that, tragedy or whatever. Sometimes I feel like, yeah, people can cause their own tragedy and stuff like that. But if it happened, it was still meant to happen because it happened. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they would have found a way to win those games anyway. But the way it was going, one could easily say that if Chris Paul don't get hurt, the Warriors don't get past the Rockets in 2018 to even get to the finals. You see what I'm saying? And that was the Western Conference Finals. And I believe if the Rockets would have won that series, they would have gone on to beat Cleveland. You know what I mean? Too, just like we beat them. Because they wasn't Cleveland. That was the second year. That was the first year where that was the second year with KD, and the first year with Cleveland without Kyrie. Remember, Kyrie had after okay, so they won it in 2016. The Cavs did. Then they lost in 2017, our first year against KD. I mean, our first year with KD. And then after that, following in that offseason, following that loss in 2017, is when Kyrie, requested a trade and said he ain't going, he don't want to play for the Cavs. He don't want to play with LeBron no more and all that shit. So that happened. And then so 2018, that was the year where LeBron got swept by us. You know what I mean? But that was also the year we almost lost to the Houston Rockets in the Western Conference Finals. But ultimately we didn't. So that's all that mattered. But yeah, man. That KD shit is done. KD got to win a championship without us now. You know what I mean? And even if he does, that just does more for him. That don't do less for us because we already won another championship without him. So if he wins another championship, that don't take away from that still don't make it like, oh, they did need KD. No. That's not what happens, because it does. If he wins another championship, it don't take away the championship we just won. So it still don't take that away. We still got that. You know what I mean? We still won another championship before he did. So if he does find a way to win a championship with the Brooklyn Nets or win another championship in general, then that will only do good for his legacy. You know what I mean? That's not going to be nothing towards the Warriors' legacy, Steph, or anything like that. So, hey, KD, more power to you, bitch. But you're a stupid motherfucker for leaving. But you stupid for leaving for your sake. But, hey, I wanted the nigga to leave because I seen what was happening. I seen that they was trying to dim the light of Steph Curry because this nigga was here. And I know motherfuckers say, oh, man, you shouldn't care about that. It should all be about winning. Yeah, it is about winning. But for the sake of Steph Curry being my favorite player, man, like, I don't like that, because I know what he is and what he represents. I know that. And I know all of the talk about Kevin Durant. I know that shit is false. Not that he didn't like contribute or do his part when he was here, but that's all the fuck he did. That's all he did. He just did his part, played his role. Y'all want to act like because he won both the finals MVPs like that mean? Go back and look at Steph fucking numbers, both them finals. I give him the one in 2017. That was his first year with us. It's like he was more or less trying to get the monkey off his back, even though we were trying to redeem ourselves from the finals loss the previous year. Yeah, but it was still more pressure on him to get one, because still, if we never won another championship, we at least still got that one. And Steph is still going to go to the Hall of Fame. Okay, he wouldn't be known as a top 10 player of all time and shit, but he would still be a Hall of Fame player. He would still be the greatest shooter of all time, and he would still have a championship, and he would still have two MVPs. So, I heard I don't who did I hear or see this from earlier? And my bad for forgetting who I seen this from. Oh, I think it's Sam Acho, or the nigga that be on that show Speak for Yourself on Fox Sports 1 with Marcellus Wiley. Sam Acho or the Acho brother, you know what I mean? Whatever. Nigga used to be in the NFL and shit. But I believe he said this, and I think he said it a few months ago, if I'm not mistaken. He said, so this is before like the playoffs even started. He said, you can tell the story of Steph Curry without Kevin Durant, but you can't tell the story of Kevin Durant without Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? And that's just real shit. That's just real shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for all these niggas, man. Steph, Clay, Dre, dog ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Straight up dog. You know what I mean? Steph, Clay, Dre, Steve Kerr. Give Steve Kerr his credit, man. He already one of the top 5 coaches of all time, bro. Already. Give Steve Kerr his credit. Jordan Poole already got more rings than Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony. You know what I'm saying? Gary Payton II. Straight dog ass nigga. Otto Porter did his damn thing. You feel me? Andrew motherfucking Wiggins, nigga. Y'all said this nigga was a bum. This nigga ain't no fucking bum, nigga. Y'all niggas didn't know what the fuck to do with him over there. Nigga, he was in Minnesota. What the fuck? Minnesota ain't never did shit. Except for when they had Kevin Garnett. And they still didn't win nothing. But he at least, you know, got him to a good spot. They made a Western Conference Finals. You know what I'm saying? What's good with my nigga Rod? Yeah, man. I just be, you know what I mean? I just be trying to just, you know what I mean, let these niggas know. I just be trying to let these niggas know off top. You know what I'm talking about? Police just rolled by. Yeah, I just be letting them know, man. You know what I mean? And because that's the whole reason why I started doing this little shit. You know what I mean? This little show I'm calling Snacks on Sports, because watching all these sports shows and shit, man, and they be coming with these narratives, man, just pumping this shit. And then the sad thing be, they'll come with a take, you know what I mean? And then whatever they take is, you know, when it's proven to be wrong, they still double down on that shit. They go even harder. Like, that should be wild. Like it's not okay to say you was wrong about something. Like you know what I mean? All right, that's what be. So this show is my little rebuttal to all that. You know what I mean? They might not want to give certain motherfuckers they flowers, but I'm gonna give it to them. You feel me? And just keep talking my shit, and hopefully my platform grow and grow and grow and grow. You know what I'm saying? To where you know, these words get heard by the masses, man. But that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. You know, but yeah, man, it's all to the good, man. Who else though? Yeah, Andrew Wiggins, man. Yeah, I was talking about Andrew Wiggins. Yeah, Wiggs, man. Y'all said Wiggs was straight doo-doo, man. Y'all said Wiggs was doo-doo. That nigga wasn't doo-doo. He just was with a bad organization. And some players get the number one role heaped on them, but maybe they not really a number one type player. Wiggs is showing that he may not be able to be the number one dog, the number one nigga, the bus driver, as they would say, on the championship team, but he can play a motherfucking significant ass. If you really look at, if you really want to say, you can honestly say that Andrew Wiggins was the second best player throughout the whole postseason. You can actually say that if you want to say that. There's an argument for that. You know what I'm saying? Clay played well throughout, you know, like, to me, Clay did his regular Clay thing. See, this is the thing with Clay. Like, I don't understand what, like, it's like y'all forgot. It's like them 2 years off made y'all, like, I understand we all missed them. And we wanted them to come back and all that shit. But those 2 years that Clay had off gave y'all this type of y'all, like to where y'all put this type of aura on Klay Thompson like he's Steph Curry. He's not Steph Curry. He never has been. He is one of the greatest shooters of all time, like Steph Curry. You know what I mean? Because Steph Curry being the greatest of all time. But you feel me? Klay, like if you go back and look at the first 5-year run, Klay never had like y'all make it seem like Klay was every playoff game. He was 25, 30 points every game. He never was that. Klay always had playoff games where he would score. Sometimes he would score 12, 13 points and shit. You know what I'm saying? But he would still always play good defense. You know what I mean? Play solid. You know what I mean? And he would hit timely shots. He may not have a night where he going off, but he gonna still make a shot or two that's needed. You know what I mean? Throughout the game. So that's always happened. You know what I mean? So in this playoff run, when you know, when a nigga would have an off game or two in a series, and niggas would get the tripping like, man, Klay, this nigga. I'm like, bro, Klay is all right. Ain't nothing wrong with Klay. Klay gonna do his. Now, in this particular series against the Celtics, he didn't have that game 6 type game. I said it before the game. I said, look, the games, I tweeted it and I posted it on Facebook. I said the game 6 Klay is a thing. It's a real thing. However, for whatever reason this year, and I think it's, you know, just because this is his first year back, this year it's garnered so much motherfucking attention that I just felt like I mean, hopefully I was gonna be wrong, but I just felt like he not gonna have that type of game 6 that everybody think he gonna have in yesterday's game. I just knew he wouldn't, just because it was being talked about so much, and that's usually how the shit go. Like when they talk about something so much, it usually don't happen that way. You feel me? Same game. On my mama. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They talk for TV. And I understand it, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? They ain't sitting on YouTube, you know what I mean, in their car doing shit. You know what I mean? This is big business right here. So they gotta have storylines, and you know what I'm saying? They gotta fabricate shit and you know what I mean? And do all that shit. You know what I mean? They gotta do all the extras and shit. You know what I'm saying? And get niggas all riled up and talking about the shit. So I understand that. But some of the shit be like just over the top, bro. Just like, bruh. Like niggas that just like, okay, it's cool if you rooting for one player or one team versus another team. But if the motherfucker that you rooting against is showing you, like, okay, if he had a moment where he failed and you got on him for that because you rooting against him, and then he come back and redeem himself and have a moment where he didn't fail and he proved you wrong, just, it's okay. It's okay to be like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he did. These niggas, man, they just keep, you know, they just keep just coming up with shit, just stupid. Like they just be sounding dumb. This nigga Steph Curry, these nigga the Warriors just won a championship last night. This nigga Skip Bayless talking about the fact that this nigga Steph Curry in all the fourth quarters throughout the whole series, he went 3 of 10 combined. And in the first game, in game 1, you know what happened to him down in the fourth quarter down the stretch. Where did he? It's like, bro, they won the series, my nigga. They won the whole damn series. So that one game that they lost didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit just be, you know what I mean? And they be on there yelling and screaming, and it'd be like, damn, bro. you really yelling and screaming to be wrong and look like a damn dumbass. So, but that shit be crazy though, man. But you know, um, yeah, man. It just, but yeah, that's the thing with Clay, man. Like Clay always, it's just that Clayton had those moments where it's like 37 points in a quarter, 60 points in like 3 quarters, and off 11 dribbles and shit. Like Clayton and all the game sixes and the big shots he didn't hit in the playoffs. Clayton just gave us so many moments, you know what I'm saying? That yeah, it does feel like, you know, he just be on all the time, but he's had many off nights before. You know what I'm saying? You just go back and look at the stat. The first championship we won, he didn't shoot well that whole series. Klay Thompson in 2015 against the Cavs. Go look at his numbers. And especially in the game 6 in the closeout game, yeah, like 11 points and shit. You know what I'm saying? He didn't shoot well at all. But yeah, then he had other moments where he shot the lights out of the shit. But I never was worried about Klay, bro. I never been worried about Klay the whole year, even you know what I mean. Since he came back, never. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, Klay gone. Yeah, he lost a little bit of a step on the defensive end. Yep, I will. That's what I will say. But I think it'll be a little better next year. You know what I'm saying? With a whole full off season now, he ain't got to be rehabbing and all that shit. But hey, they gonna be nasty next year though, because people forget James motherfucking Wiseman. James Wiseman is gonna be a motherfucking problem, bro. You know what I mean? Niggas talking about Kuminga, and I fuck with Kuminga. Kuminga is, you know what I'm saying, gonna be a problem. Moody, Jordan Poole is already a problem. But James Wiseman, the only thing that's gonna prevent him from being a major motherfucking problem is injury. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But he's fully healthy right now. They could have actually brought him back for the postseason run. You know what I'm saying? But it was just that once they was getting ready to bring him back, okay, they was getting ready to bring James Wiseman back at the end of the season, right? He was playing in the G League, warming up. He had 3 games, and that nigga was beasting. It was not only he was beasting, though, but the nigga, like, he just looked like a fucking mammoth now, bro. I mean, he done put on muscle, nigga. He looked mean down there. You know what I'm saying? So that's something the Warriors never had throughout this whole run. They ain't never had a nigga like that. Big 6'11", 7 foot, big mean nigga. Now, I mean, just as far as like, but that's an offensive threat. Yeah, they had Bogut and Zaza, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? And Bogut was a threat offensively, but he's more like, you know, like skilled with the passing by that time. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't, you know, he wasn't like the scorer and all that shit no more like when he got drafted with the Milwaukee Bucks. You know what I'm saying? As the number 1 pick overall. You know what I'm saying? By that time, he was just like a role player. You know what I'm saying? So, you feel me? But nah, they ain't never had that. The Warriors ain't never had that. So they was getting ready to bring it back. And then what happened was the surgically repaired knee started to get, I guess he got some swelling. You know what I mean? And that kind of scared him, and they just basically shut him down. But they had already came out and said it didn't need no more surgical procedures or nothing like that. They just didn't want to overdo it. And then so he was healthy throughout the playoff run, but it's like he's essentially, even though this year was his second year, he's essentially still a rookie. You know what I mean? He hadn't played all year this year, and in his first year, which was the pandemic year, the bubble year, he played, or no, it wasn't the bubble year. That was the year after the bubble year, which was the 72 game season year. So it was still like attached to the pandemic and shit. You know what I'm saying? They still wasn't letting fans back in yet. They slowly but surely start letting fans back in. You feel me? Towards the end of that year. You know what I'm saying? And then and then but he only played 35 games last year in his rookie year. And the team wasn't very good and all that. So he's essentially still a rookie. Then so it's like they ain't wanna put a rookie and and let his first moments of the season be high leverage moments in the playoffs. So I understand that, but he ready for summer league. You know what I mean? So that just give me something to watch for. So now, because summer league finna start in like what, 2 weeks? You know what I mean? So it's gonna be dead for a few weeks in sports. You know what I'm saying? But football will be back in August. You know what I mean? Really, the season started in September, but they got football. You watch all that shit. When football ain't been around, as soon as the first preseason games come, nigga, we watching all that. So for me, football is back in August. I mean, it's really back right now, but ain't nothing really going on but training camp and OTAs and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? So, July, which is basically here, but that's when shit will really kick off. But August is when it really kick off, because that's when you get the first postseason game. So we about 2 months away, or a month and a half away from football season, and we about 2 weeks away from summer league. You know what I mean? Baseball, fuck baseball. I used to fuck with baseball, or not fuck baseball, fuck the MLB. That's really what it is. I still got love for the game of baseball, but it's the Major League Baseball that I don't give a fuck about. And it's because there's no Hall of Fame without Barry Bonds. And on Barry Bonds' last try to get in the Hall of Fame, he didn't get it done. I just look at the MLB like a fucking joke. The Baseball Hall of Fame is a fucking joke. So, and I'm not even paying attention to the MLB until Barry Bonds is in the Hall of Fame. Until Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame, I don't give a damn about no damn MLB. Fuck that. I ain't watching that shit. So I love my Giants. I'm gonna always fuck with my Giants. I fuck with my Giants. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not into it right now. I'm just not. You feel me? It's a fucking joke. So it's gonna be kind of dead in sports for the next couple of weeks. But for me, summer league is summer league is right up my alley, because it's just gonna be fun to watch these young players ascend and do their thing. Kaminga gonna play summer league. Moody gonna play summer league. Jordan Poole is past summer league now, so he's not gonna play. So Moody, Kaminga, and Wiseman are going to play in summer league. Them 3 players right there, I want to see, along with the other first and second year players around the league. You know what I'm saying? So I fuck with summer league. So once summer league start, then I'm good. Then it's like basketball is back for me. You know what I mean? Other niggas might not give a fuck, but I fuck with summer league tough. Fuck, man. So yeah, man, but just a lot of fucking bitch. All this shit flying up in here. So yeah, man, but that's basically it, man. Golden State Warriors, man. We motherfucking did it. We champion. Steph Curry, he did it. You know what I mean? And it's a beautiful motherfucking thing. They didn't think niggas was gonna do it, and niggas motherfucking did it. So it's a beautiful thing, man. We gonna do it like that. I gotta get up out of here though. I got a few moves to bust. You know what I'm saying? There's some more shit I even want to say about this shit. I ain't even done talking. But shit, I'll come back and do another episode about this, because we celebrate this all summer. We talking about the Golden State Warriors all summer. Yeah. You niggas gonna get tired of me. So, I gotta go bust a few moves. I'm gonna holler at y'all in a minute. Snack on Sportz. I'm out.